Hello everyone. This is your second part of your first chapter, and the chapter name is Object Oriented Programming. And in this video, we will learn here that a concept of object oriented programming. And here I will explain all different types of concept of object oriented programming. But before that, just I'm going to give the short overview of first part of this chapter. In first part, we learn what is Java and what is object oriented programming. So, what is Java? Java is a high level programming language. And what is object oriented programming? So, I've already told you in first video, object oriented programming is a way to write a Java program. It means whenever you are going to write any Java program, then you have to use this concept, object oriented programming. So this object oriented programming is a concept, you can also say is a technique that's used to write a Java program. So whenever you will write a Java program, you have to use this concept. Now in this video, we will learn all the concept, which concept, it means inside this object oriented programming structure, inside this technique, how many different techniques we have to follow, different rule we have to use. One by one, all the points we will learn here. Getting? So here, the concept of object oriented programming. There are 6 different types. You can also say there are 6 different concepts of this object oriented programming. Total 6 different concepts: object, class, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. These all are a concept of object oriented programming. Means if you are going to write a Java program, then you have to use these all the concepts. So if you don't know these all the concepts, can you apply in your Java program? No. So first of all, we have to learn these all the concepts. And then these concepts we have to use in our Java program. Getting? So before writing your Java program, first of all, you have to learn this concept. Getting? Just like in your English, I've already give the example now. In your, if you want to write any letter or any application in English, then you have to use a grammar. And in grammar, there are a different type concept, either a technique. In grammar, you have to learn how to create a sentence, how to write a sentence. There are 3 different tense and so many other rules you have to learn. And then you have to apply these all the rule in English to write a letter or application. Same here, if you are going to write a Java program, so to writing a Java program, you have to follow these all the concept. And these all the concept is a OOPS concept, either object oriented programming concept. So these all the concept you have to apply whenever you are going to create a Java program. These all the concept you have to apply. So here, one by one, just I am going to explain about these all the concept, that what is object, what is abstraction, and so many others concept, and then how to apply these all the concepts in your Java program. These all things just I am going to explain here in this video. Now, the first concept of object-oriented programming structure is an object. What is object and how we will use this concept in our Java program? This one is a simple example of the Java program. What is object? Object is an entity that have a state, behavior, and identity. Means object is an entity that have a state, behavior, and identity. What does it mean? It means what? In your Java program, whenever you will create an object, it means whenever you will write a Java program, then you have to create an object. That is the rule of object-oriented programming. It means this is the concept of object-oriented programming. If we are going to write a Java program with the help of this object-oriented programming concept, and this concept is saying here we can create an object. So whenever you will create an object in a Java program, then that particular object is an entity. Object is an entity that have a state, behavior and identity. It means those entity have a three different part: state, behavior and identity. That is known as an object. Getting? Let's take a real life example, real world example. Just I'm going to explain about the object in real world. Getting? In real world, what is object? This marker is also an object. Why this one is an object? Because this marker have a three different point. Because this marker have also a three different point: state, behavior and identity. State means what? This marker is a solid. This one is a state. Behavior means what? This marker are used to writing something. And identity means what? This marker have a name, so that is the identity. Same here. So this one is an object in our real world now. But here, if in your examination, if there are any question that what is object, then you can't write now that have a this marker is an object and this pen is an object, this book is an object. You have to write a definition of this object according to the Java. No? So according to the Java, object is an entity that have a state, behavior and identity. It means what? If you are going to write any Java program, then you will create an object, and this object have a three different point. The point is state. It means what is state of the object, what is the behavior of object, and how we will give the identity of this object. These are all the points we have to declare. Whenever we will create an object, then these are all the points we have to declare. So here just I am explaining here what is object, then how to create an object. Whenever I will explain that how to create an object, then I will briefly describe that how whenever we will create an object, then how we will give the state of that particular object, and what is the behavior of that particular object, and what is identity of that particular object. Whenever I will explain that how to create, then these all the points I will show that look at here, this one is object and this one is state and this one is behavior. So when we will learn that how to create, then I will explain here. Just I am only explaining that what is object. So what is object? According to the Java, object is an entity that have a three different point: state, behavior and identity. It means in our Java program, when we will create an object, that object have a three different point. Okay. Now the next concept of object oriented programming structure is class. What is class? So the definition of class is a group of object. Class is a group of object, but all the object should be a similar type. Similar type means what? That have a common properties. Common property. So class is a group of similar type of object, and also class always contain data member and member methods. So the definition of class will be: class is a group of similar types of object, and class also contain a data member and member method. So here you have a confusion. The first confusion is what is data member and what is member methods. One thing is clear, that what is object. Just I am explaining here now. What is object? Object is an entity that have a state, behavior and identity. It means whenever you are going to create a Java program and you are creating here one object, two object or more than one object. So these all the object, it will be in your class. It will be always here inside your class. And one more things, inside your class will be a data member and member method. Now here you will say that, sir, object is clear, but what is data member and what is member method? We were saying inside the class always here will be either object, either data member, either member method, because class is a group of similar types of object and class is also a contain data member and member method. So object is clear, but what is data member and member method? Just I'm going to explain here what is data member and member method, because I'm using here these two word data member and member method. So short explanation just I'm going to give, but briefly you have to understand in next chapter what is data member. Briefly you have to understand what is methods. Briefly you will understand here in 9th class. So what is data member? Inside your program, these all the variables you are here, you are going to assign a value. These all are data members. It means all the variables that you are going to use in your program is known as a data members. And what is member method? Means if you are going to create a program, 2 program, 3 program here. So these all the program it will be contained. Just let's take an example. Imagine that here you are going to create a program. You are going to write a statement, 2 statements, 3, more than 2, and these 3 statement in another group. You are going to create these 3 statement in one group and these 3 statement in second group. So this group is known as a methods. You can also say that the group of executable statements is known as a methods. It means if you are going to create a Java program and there are more than one statement you are using, getting, and just you are going to create a different groups. 3 groups, 3 statement will be in first group, 3 statement will be in second group. So you are going to create a program, but in group wise you are going to create a program. So this group, the group of executable statement is known as a methods. Look at in this Java program here. I am showing here a very simple Java program. So here, what is data and what is member method? Just I am going to show here. This int a equal to 5 is a data member, and this add is a subgroup. It's a group, na? This one is a group, and this one is a member method. So it means when you will create a Java program, so you have to use this concept, object-oriented programming concept. And according to this concept, you have to, first of all, you have to create a class, and you have to give the class name. And inside this class, according to the definition, either there will be a object, either data member and member method. Getting? Only 3 points it will be declared inside the class: object, similar types of object, data members, and member methods. So what is data member and what is methods? That's just I am explaining here, and I will explain this data member and member method briefly in your next chapter, when I will explain about the data member and when I will explain about the member methods. Getting? Now the next technique of object oriented programming structure is abstraction. So what is abstraction? To understand this concept abstraction, let's take an example of real world. First of all, the definition. What is the definition of abstraction? Abstraction acts to represent the essential features without showing a background details. It means it's represent essential features without showing a background detail. What does it mean? So let's take an example in real world. Just like, have you seen ATM machine? So in ATM machine, you will only use buttons, na? You will insert a card and press the buttons and it will be give the money. Okay, but how it will be give the money? What's up working? It's going on background. Can you see it? No, no. So you are using the essential feature without showing a background features. Just like your calculator. In your calculator, just you will press 2 plus 2, and whenever you will press equal to, it will be display 4. How it will be display 4? How it will be add 2 plus 2? Can you see it? No, na? So this is the concept, and this concept is known as a abstraction. It means what? If you are going to create a program, Java program, and in Java program, any statement or any group of part you are using where you are performing only essential features, but how these features are performing here, you can't see in this code. So that particular feature is known as a abstraction. So now here in class 9th and 10th, it means in your ICSE syllabus, only you have to understand what is abstraction, how to create an abstraction and how to perform an abstraction. In class 9th and 10th, you don't have to learn here how to create an abstraction. Here just only you have to understand what is abstraction. So abstraction is a concept of technique of object oriented programming structure. In this technique, if you are going to create a Java program, and anywhere if you are using any essential features without showing a background detail, so that particular features is known as a abstraction technique. Getting? Now the next features of object oriented programming structure is encapsulation. What is encapsulation? The definition of encapsulation is wrapping a data and of their function in a single unit. Wrapping up a data and their function in a single unit is known as a encapsulation. Wrapping means what? Wrap means packing, or wrapping means packing something, that is known as a wrapping. So wrapping a data or function, just like here I have a class. Just look at this example. In this class there are a data member and member function. So to wrap this data and their member functions, either only their member function, to wrap this member function, that technique is known as a encapsulation. If imagine that we have a class ABC, and here we have a method void A and void B. It's not compulsory that in your class there will be only one method. You can create more than one method in your class. It means you can create more than one group inside a class. According to our requirement, we will create a different groups. And these groups are, this group of statement is known as a method. As you know that to wrap this method in a single unit. Wrapping means to pack this method in a single unit. This concept is known as a encapsulation. I will explain that how to wrap this method. To wrap methods or data members, we will use keywords. That particular keywords is known as access specifier. So with the help of access specifier, we will wrap this method. So whenever I will explain that how to create an encapsulation, either how to wrap a method, then I will tell that with the help of that particular keyword, how to wrap this method. But here just I am only explaining what is encapsulation. So according to the definition, encapsulation is a technique to wrap any method or data member in a single unit is known as a encapsulation. But how we will wrap, I will explain whenever I will explain to use this encapsulation, then I will tell that how to wrap with the help of access specifier. But here only you have to understand what is encapsulation. Getting? Now the next technique is polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Polymorphism is a technique where, to understand this technique, first of all I am just going to give the example of polymorphism. Imagine polymorphism means what? Polymorphism means to represent any task in a many different way. Means, let's take an example. Imagine that there are a bowler, and a bowler have a different form. Means he can bowl spin, medium fast and fast. So a cricketer, they can bowl three different form. So it means they have a technique. They are using a technique of polymorphism. Just like any teacher, they are teaching a three different subject. It means that particular teacher are using a polymorphism technique. Means what? If anyone are representing a more than one form, that concept is known as a polymorphism. So this is the example. This is the definition and examples of polymorphism. But here I'm going to explain with the help of this Java program. Imagine that I have a class ABC, and inside the class I have a two different group, and both of the method name is add. Method name is same. It means we are using a same name method. But here we are performing 2 plus 2. It means here we are adding 2 number. And if here we are adding 3 number, 2 plus 4 plus 5. So here we are adding 2 number, here we are adding a 3 number. Both method are performing addition, but here 2 number, here 3 number. So this concept is known as a polymorphism. It means poly means more than one, morphism means form. I have a method add, but 2 different form. One method are using to add 2 number and second method are using to add 3 number. Method name is add. It means we are using only one name of method. Method name is add, but they are performing a 2 different form. It means here 2 number and here 3 number. This concept is known as a polymorphism. It means in your Java program, if you are using this type of technique, so it means you are using a polymorphism technique. Getting? Okay, now next and the last technique of object-oriented programming structure is inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance is very easy technique. How it's a easy technique? Just look at here. If in our Java program, if we are creating more than one class, just let's take an example. I have a class ABC and class PQR. If class ABC are using PQR property, either class PQR are using ABC property, it means one class are using another class property. This concept is known as a inheritance. So in inheritance, any one class are using any other class property, that is known as a inheritance technique. Class property means what? So according to the definition, what is the definition of class? According to the definition, class is a group of similar types of object. Either class contain data member and member function. So this data member function, that is the property of the class. So class, here just look at this example. According to this example, I have a class ABC, and this ABC property is this variable, this method. These are the properties. So if you are using this property in any other class, just look at here. I have a class PQR. Now I am going to use the property of ABC in PQR. It means we are using this A variable here. Either we are using this add method here in PQR. So this concept is known as a inheritance. How we will use any other class property in any other class? When I will explain how to perform the inheritance, then I will tell. But here you have to understand what is inheritance. So inheritance is a concept where one class used to another class property. That is called the inheritance. So now just I'm going to give the short overview of this, all the concept of object-oriented programming structure. So total there are 6 different types of object-oriented programming concept. The first one is object. Object is an entity that there will be a, if there any entity have a state, behavior and identity, that is known as an object. Second one is class. Class is a group of similar types of object. Either a class is and class also contain a data member and member method. Third one is an abstraction. So abstraction acts to represent the essential features without showing a background detail. Third one is encapsulation. So to wrapping up a data and their member function in a single unit is known as a encapsulation. Next one is polymorphism. Polymorphism means to perform, either to represent multiple form of any method, that is known as a polymorphism. It means method name are same, but they are performing a different form, that is known as a polymorphism. And the last one is inheritance. So in inheritance, if one class are using another class property, so this is called the inheritance. So now when you will create a Java program, so this all the technique according to your requirement you will use. So on the next chapter, either next classes, you have to understand that how to create a class, how to create an object, how to create, how to perform encapsulation, how to perform polymorphism. These all things you have to understand in your full these all are available in your full syllabus. So one by one, these all things you have to understand here. Getting? I hope these all the points is clear to you. At last video, just I explained that what is Java, what is object-oriented programming structure, and in this video, I'm explaining here all the concept of object-oriented programming structure. If anyone have a doubt, so they will write on the comment section. I will give the answer. I hope you all of you clear these all the points. So thank you everyone.